Nobody saw this coming. Adam Schefter has revealed the New York Jets have cut two New York Jets players that no one expected to happen, whether we were looking at reports, whether we were trusting our own eyes on game day. Two guys, I don't know how these guys got cut. Four other guys got cut too. We're going to break all of that down. What's up, guys? I'm Matt Long. Welcome to Jets Digest. Before we hop into the video today, if you are looking to get into sports media, whether that is writing or content creation, Digest Media is hiring. Link is down below in the description. Hit that link if you want to, make videos like this, write sports content. Just if you want to get into sports media in general, that's what you want to do. But if you want to learn about the New York Jets, according to Adam Schefter, the New York Jets have released veteran linebacker Jamin Davis and waived 6 players. Quarterback Adrian Martinez, defensive end Michael Fletcher, tackle Liam Forendell, tight end Zach Kuntz, defensive back Tanner McAllister, and running back Lawrence Toafili. First of all, let's talk about the guys that weren't really expected to make the roster. That's, at the tackle, the defensive end. Lawrence Toafili was the running back out of Florida State. He was the backup behind Trey Benson. He was too small to be a running back in the NFL. If you look at his BMI, you look at his weight, he wasn't ever expected to make the team. He looked fine during the preseason games, but all in all, he was a pretty easy cut for the New York Jets. Tanner McAllister, we got a pretty good defensive back room. He was not able to break out into it. Liam Forendell, not really sure, don't know anything about him, but if I don't know anything about you, you're not going to be good enough to make the New York Jets, because I spend a lot of time learning about the New York Jets, just learning everything there is to do and staying up to date on absolutely everything there is up to the minute. Michael Fletcher, another defensive end, another position that is pretty deep. Some of the more surprising cuts. Number one, tight end Zach Kuntz. It's not that surprising, but this is the cut that hurts. Or I guess it's technically, is it a cut or is it's a waive? It's technically, he was waived. So, waiving Zach Kuntz, highly athletic tight end, drafted in the 7th round out of Old Dominion a couple years ago. Pretty much, if he hasn't broken out by now, it was never really going to happen for Zach Kuntz. So, we can't be super sad that, Zach Kuntz didn't turn out. Yes, the 6'8" tight end would have been awesome to have, but, if you're not good enough at football, that's the thing that matters most. Football is a measurements game, but more importantly, it's a good at football game. You got to be good at football if you're going to be a long-term guy on that team. Let's talk about the players that are the most important here, the headliners. Adrian Martinez, who I expected to be our third-string quarterback, not going to be on the team. So I guess this means Brady Cook is who the New York Jets will be using as their third/emergency quarterback. Brady Cook is currently still on the New York Jets roster. Watching the preseason games, I thought it was pretty clear and obvious that Adrian Martinez was the better quarterback than Brady Cook. I thought he showed out pretty well in last year's preseason as well as this season's preseason. Yes, against the Philadelphia Eagles, he started out with a couple turnovers, but then he brought it back, almost brought us all the way to being able to tie or potentially beat the Philadelphia Eagles in that game. Adrian Martinez, the MVP of, I believe it was the UFL, it might have been the XFL, but in terms of guys that aren't in the NFL, there's not a lot of football players better than Adrian Martinez. But this cut does hurt me because I did want to see Adrian Martinez work out with the New York Jets. I've been rooting for him for a couple of years now. As a fan of a team that needs a quarterback, I thought Adrian Martinez might be a guy who wasn't going to be the long-term starter or anything, but I was hoping he could get some real starts, and I just wanted to see him play. If we didn't have a quarterback who was an elite quarterback who was going to take us to the playoffs and take us to Super Bowls, we might as well find a quarterback that is going to be fun to watch. But what this move means is it looks like Brady Cook is going to be going to be the emergency quarterback 3 for the New York Jets going forwards. Brady Cook, an undrafted free agent out of the University of Missouri. If that sounds familiar, it's because we also have the right tackle Armand Membu out of Missouri. A little bit of familiarity there with Brady Cook. What did he show in the preseason? Honestly, not too much. He only put up, I think it was 3 points against the Philadelphia Eagles. Going back, I know a lot of fans have been excited about Brady Cook recently, but I don't see the idea when it comes to Brady Cook. He has some athleticism. His arm strength is fine. To me, Brady Cook is not an extremely exciting player. He is fine at the quarterback position, but overall does not represent any sort of upside, and I really believe Adrian Martinez was the move when it came to the quarterback position. I really thought Adrian Martinez was going to be the better option for this team going forwards instead of Brady Cook. But some of the reasons why they would go with Brady Cook instead of Adrian Martinez is he's younger. We also know Brady Cook is he's not one of the toughest. He's got to be the toughest player in football. He is as tough as you can possibly be. In his senior day, it was the final home game for the Missouri Tigers back down there in the SEC, back in college football. He was knocked out early in the game with some sort of injury that sent him to the hospital, and Brady Cook said, "I'm not leaving." He came back, got back in the game, and finished out the game for Missouri. I believe they won the game. Super, super tough kid. He's going to be someone who is impossible not to root for. And just because Adrian Martinez wasn't the pick over Brady Cook, that doesn't mean I'm not going to root for him. I would have been more excited to root for for Adrian Martinez. That was definitely my guy. Also, Brady Cook, when you're younger, you are cheaper, so there are a little bit more options there. And if the Aaron Glenn and our coaching staff determines that both of these quarterbacks are on the same level and no one differentiated one of themselves from the other one, then it makes sense to take the younger guy, because the younger you are, theoretically you do have more upside, and maybe the Armand Membo connection helps a little bit, although I doubt it. Now, let's talk about another cut that is very surprising on this Sunday afternoon. Jamin Davis, who was someone who was expected to be, from what I heard from reports and made videos on, the starting weak side linebacker for the New York Jets. Our linebacker room, outside of Jamin Sherwood and outside of Quinnen Williams, it's a pretty weak, or it's not a weak group, but it's a shallow group. And honestly, it is kind of a weak group. It's not a great group of linebackers. When you're looking across the landscape of the entire NFL, the New York Jets need more quality linebackers. And because of, I keep bringing up the press reports hyping up Jamin Davis and talking about how good he has been looking currently in training camp, which is why as soon as I got the notification from this tweet, I was so surprised to see the fact that Jamin Davis was cut. And I really thought, to me, it wasn't a question whether or not he was going to be cut or not, or make the 53-man roster or not. The question was, is Jamin Davis going to be the starting weak side outside linebacker for us? So absolutely shocking right now. It does look like right now, according to ESPN, I don't have the picture of the depth chart right in front of me, but Marcelino McCrary-Ball is looking like he's going to be the starting weak side linebacker for the New York Jets going forwards. Weak side linebacker, of course, their job is to do the stuff other than making hits and making tackles. Going to be dropping back in coverage and being a rangy player, moving sideline to sideline, which Jamin Davis was highly athletic as an ex-first round pick. We knew he was an athletic player. That's another reason why I'm so shocked about this cut by the New York Jets, because we know Aaron Glenn loves physical tools and wants to develop guys who have physical tools but haven't been able to put it all together in the NFL. Maybe there's something else going on off the field with Jamin Davis. I mean, not even as a backup linebacker is absolutely crazy. There could be another linebacker that the New York Jets have their eyes on. Maybe he's on the roster and they haven't been playing him a lot. Maybe Darren Mougey is loading up another move to go out and trade for another linebacker. That would be certainly exciting, because the New York Jets defense could absolutely use another linebacker on the outside. But it's not going to be Jamin Davis. So going over the cuts one last time: Jamin Davis, Martinez, Michael Fletcher, Liam Fornadell, Zach Kuntz, Tanner McAllister, Lawrence Toafili, no longer with the New York Jets as we get closer and closer to Tuesday's cut down date. Wish nothing but the best for every single player on this list and everyone who, put their body on the line for the New York Jets. You got to thank him, because I certainly wouldn't be going out every single day and putting my body and future on the line like that. But that's what I got for this video. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and go Jets.